Women's fight, when we cut it to 5 there late in the fourth. Really thought, one more play. We just needed one more play right there. A lot of fight from our women, a lot of focus on the details of how we were going to be successful against the current top team in our league. I think that was important for us to prove to ourselves that we could compete at that level and show ourselves, more importantly than anybody else, that we're able to do that. And now we got to actively pursue that. We've had a lot of successful practices in a row. So we're just on the edge of, a breakout game. And we thought we had some work to do from St. Joe's. We came out ready to go. We're attacking them. Confidence got hit a little bit on the road, and we didn't recover the way that we've been recovering. So I thought today was a step forward in that. They made in their run, we turned it over a little bit. We gotta clean that up, and then they took an advantage on the boards right around that same time. So we don't think we can absorb both those things at the same time. Either got to protect the ball really well, and maybe they gain a little on the boards, or they gain a little on the boards, and maybe we have 1 or 2 turnovers. Or what we always like to tell them, the best of both worlds. Let's not turn it over and rebound the ball.
Coach Dillon, particularly in that first half, took great care of the basketball. Only 6 turnovers. When you play that cleaner style of offense, how does that allow you guys to get into your sets, put up 39 points in that first half?
Yeah, I think the turnovers were a big part of it. I think the way our women were attacking was really a big part of it. They're traditionally this season a really effective defensive team. So we talked at halftime about our ability to put up 39 on them was big, and we need to celebrate that and hold on to that. On the flip side, we got to find a way to defend more consistently. Do think in the first half we were making them take tough shots, and they were hitting them, as they should at this point in their season with the confidence they've built. I think we got to respond to that.
And one of the big differences, looking at the statistics, they got to the free throw line much more than the Billikens did in this game, especially in a home game. What's the key to getting to that charity stripe a little bit more and finding that consistent scoring there?
Yeah, I think it was twofold. One, we got to want to get hit. Sometimes we avoid the hit, and you got to take the hit for your teammates. The other one was we had a lot of clean layups. So that's an opportunity that could be a foul opportunity, but instead we were clean. It was a wide open layup, which is great. You want a lot of wide open layups. And I think the third factor is we got to offensive rebound and get something out of it. And that's been a consistent theme for us. We are a good offensive rebounding team. Now let's be a good offensive rebounding offense team, right? And score off our O boards.
Yeah, we've seen throughout the course of the year, opponents able to find that three-point shot, but you mentioned they just knocked down some tough ones, particularly in that first half. What does this team need to do to continue to improve in that category?
It's interesting. It felt like we were defending it better in the first half, even though they hit 5. I think because we were at least arriving on the catch, and I think that is part of it for us, is just getting to those coverages, and we have to sprint to the coverages. We can't wait to react for the coverages, and I thought there was some improvement in that area. And we did, in the second half, only gave them 2 threes, which was we needed to do that in order to keep the game, close.
And a Dayton team coming into this building on Sunday, a team that has traditionally been really good in this conference. What do you need to do to find success against them?
Yeah, huge rivalry game. I mean, I've been told about it ever since I was, fortunate enough to be named the head coach here. And I think that'll be something that, our returners are going to need to share that, history of that rivalry. And I think, their new teammates will rise up in that space. Love a good rivalry game and can't wait to compete.
For Kennedy Calhoun, can see the disappointment in your face, just how competitive you are out there. You tied a season high 14 points in this game. What was working for you on the offensive end?
Yes, I think just putting pressure on the defense, and that was one of our strategies going into this game. Just put pressure on them, and so when you have scorers like Kyla and Brooke who can get it and just score, they really have to key in on those players, and Julia. So just being able to get inside when it was my time to shoot.
A couple of and ones that really stood out. The emotion that came from you in this game. Was there something to this game, a little extra that you just wanted it that little bit more?
Yeah, another emphasis would just be the tougher team, and I wanted to show my teammates that we're going to be tough, They're not going to get what they used to get on us. We're going to be tough, and we're going to win this game. So, we came up short in the fourth quarter, but starting the game, we were the tougher team.
And talking about those moments down the stretch in the fourth quarter when things got tough for this team, what can you learn from an experience like this game?
Yeah, just have a response to my turnovers, collective responsibility. I can't have that many turnovers in the course of the game, especially in the fourth quarter. So just, take that with a grain of salt and just respond to it.
And for Julia Martinez, a double-double, 14 points, 14 rebounds in this game. A great individual performance. But how does, we've seen a couple of really great individual performances from this team. How does this group translate that into wins moving forward?
I just think it's collective responsibility, right? Like that's one of our team values is just we win as a team, we lose as a team. Individual performance, people can get caught up in that, but at the end of the day, it's did we win or did we lose, right? And it's what have we learned from each game, and from that, like we can learn from that and then apply it to our next game and the future.
And this team has shown a great bounce-back attitude. What's it going to take to get right back on that train and continue that string of good practices that this team has had moving into that Dayton game?
I just think we just got to stay hungry, right? Like, stay positive, get mad, and be hungry, right? Like, we want to win, and we're learning, right? Each game we have shown improvement, and I think we all know it as a team, and we just want to show it out there and show what we are actually made of. So just having that, that string of great practices and to be able to come out, especially against Dayton, right, a great rivalry game, just to come out strong, right, to win that toughness game, be the first one to put the foot down, and just overall just play as a whole as one.
And not only did this team play a really tough non-conference schedule, really tough schedule with an A-10 play to start out the year as well. How much do you think that's going to help down the stretch, though, of this season?
It's going to help a lot. I think we've always said in the past, right, like our non-conference schedule is definitely going to help us here in conference, and it is. It has. And even these first 3-4 games we've played so far in A-10 is going to help us within our next 4 games, right, and the rest of the season, and just once we get to the conference tournament. But just each game, learning from it, and, each day our coaches are pushing us teammates are pushing each other, and it's just overall we're gonna come together and we're gonna find success in the future.
Looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for the time.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Colin.
Colin.